Where do you want to be in the next 6 months? Wherever it is, there's one skill that you need more than any other, and that is focus. The focus to push through the noise and concentrate on what you have to do to turn your goals into reality. Put simply, a life without focus is chaos.
Do it!
To achieve superhuman focus and increase productivity, you must master your biological rhythm by taking 3 specific steps. Your brain can only focus for 90 to 120 minutes at a time before it needs to take a break. This was first discovered by sleep researcher Nathan Klettman. He calls this the Ultradian rhythm, a cycle that exists during sleep and wake hours. It's a pattern of focus and rest. The problem is, we've been taught that we're supposed to wake up and not stop hustling until we knock off or go to sleep. But we actually work to a repeating and predictable energy cycle that rises to a peak after 90 to 120 minutes, followed by a trough that lasts about 20 minutes. During your subtle increase in energy and focus, you can work in sync with your body and brain to get more done. At the low point, you have to work against it to accomplish anything at all by applying willpower. To help you master your rhythm for maximum focus, I've got a free download for you below from the Unstoppable Journal. But first, you must identify the warning signs that you're out of sync. If you're like most, you disrupt this natural rhythm by using stimulants like caffeine to extend this working period, not realizing that by skipping the rest period, you're accruing a rest debt that, unless you pay it back, can quickly lead to burnout.
I am quitting this job today. Hey, hey, hey. I'm leaving.
5 warning signs that you're out of sync with your natural rhythm and that rest debt is accruing include 1. Diminished focus and productivity. 2. Increased sugar and carb cravings. 3. Declining mental capacity. 4. Disruption of sleep patterns. And 5. You have one wildly productive week, followed by an unproductive one in which you've been forced to pay off your debt. 5 years ago, when I was writing my book Unstoppable, my Ultradian rhythm was out of sync. I was pushing through with willpower, achieving very little, and procrastinating. I reset it by taking these 3 key steps over the course of 14 days. The first step is a game changer that's ridiculously simple. Not only must you work with the ebbs and flows of your Ultradian rhythm to maximize focus and avoid burnout, you must avoid environmental factors that disrupt your flow. I do this by taking 15 minutes first thing in the morning to schedule out my day into 90-minute focused work blocks, followed by identifying underlying causes that lead to mental fatigue and low motivation. This practice optimizes the peaks in my natural working rhythm so I can get more done. You can get started by downloading the free journal pages below. On a daily basis, you're going to keep track of triggers like excessive caffeine use, poor sleep quality, and poor food choices that disrupt your Ultradian rhythm negatively. For example, caffeine breaks the pattern. You want to find out what your optimal dose is, so you're working within your optimal arousal zone for focus. You don't want to be too stimulated that you're anxious and scattered, or too understimulated in which you're bored and distracted. It must fall within the region of the Goldilocks zone of focus where it's just right.
Listen up, we want some grub and our order better be just right, okay?
Take note in the free journal pages of how much coffee you're drinking during the day and how long your focus lasts until you crash. It should be a subtle drop, not a complete fall from a cliff. This is going to help you to find the optimal amount of caffeine you need to take for peak productivity. When you schedule out your day, you're also going to schedule in 20-minute resets. In the free journal pages, you will see a list of 13 biohacks to help you to get the most out of this rest period. For example, being overstimulated is the enemy of focus. Discovering the power of breath is a free and powerful neurohack you can use for maximum productivity, managing stress and alleviating anxiety so you can get more done. Instead of staring at your phone for 20 minutes that negatively rewires your brain to be distracted, close your eyes and practice deep breathing exercises while staring at a point in the void. This is called gazing meditation. This achieves 3 things. 1, it reduces mental noise that increases mental fatigue. 2, it trains your eyes to focus on one point, which prevents multitasking and flipping between browsers. And 3, it calms your mind so you can slip into the zone when you start working again. This is a secret hack I've used to write 3 books in 3 years without completely burning out. It's also especially useful when you need to switch from one task, such as analytical work, to creative. The next step is one of the most important you can take to reset and recharge each day. It's going to help you to fight mental fatigue while boosting mental health and focus. The bottom line is, we're all biologically wired to sync up with the sun. Modern habits like looking at social media in bed the second we wake up is disrupting our brain's natural rhythm and sets our day up for failure. It prevents your brain from naturally cycling out of sleep into wakefulness. Sight is so critical to your health that almost half of your brain is dedicated to vision. Social media is completely unnatural to your eyes. Instead, block social media apps and get a dose of morning sunlight the second you wake up. Seeing the sun, especially first thing in the morning, helps you to keep your internal clock synced. By getting sunlight in the morning, your body slows down melatonin production, which is your sleep-inducing hormone, which wakes you up. If you find it hard to get sunlight first thing, your next best option is to invest $20 or $30 in a sun lamp that mimics the rays of the sun. This is also great to use during the day when you come out of the dip in your ultradian rhythm to maximize your energy and focus. These 3 key steps are crucial to optimizing your ultradian rhythm so you can work efficiently and effectively while reducing mental fatigue that causes you to become distracted. The most powerful step of all you can take right now is to download the free daily journal pages below so you can work out what interrupts it and how to get back in sync with your body and brain in as little as 14 days flat.